Have you ever, opened up a research paper and just felt completely overwhelmed, like it's in a different language?
Oh, definitely. It happens to almost everyone. That wall of text, the jargon.
Right. And you wish you could just skip to the important bits. Well, the good news is you sort of can. It's not just for academics. Today, we're diving into some really practical steps to navigate these papers effectively.
Exactly. We're aiming to give you a guide, a method, really, to not just read them, but to actually understand them. It's about mixing some classic reading skills with, well, some newer tools.
A shortcut to being well-informed, maybe?
Something like that, making it less intimidating, for sure.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. You're facing this mountain of research. How do you even pick the right paper? Where do you look?
Great question. You typically start with trusted databases, things like PubMed for health sciences or Google Scholar for a broader search. They help you pinpoint relevant studies.
Got it. So you find one that looks promising. What now? Do you just start reading from page one?
No, not quite. The first crucial step is skim before you dive. Seriously, this initial pass is key.
Stim. How does that work? What are you looking for?
You're hitting the highlights. Look at the title. Definitely read the abstract. That's the mini summary. Then glance at the introduction and the conclusion.
Okay, title, abstract, intro, conclusion.
And importantly, look at the figures and tables. They often give you a really quick snapshot of the main findings. This whole skim gives you a sort of mental map before you get lost in the details.
So it sets you up for understanding, prevents that overload feeling.
Precisely. And speaking of structure, what's fascinating is that most research papers follow a pretty standard format. It's often called IMROD.
I am rad. What's that stand for?
Introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Recognizing this structure is, like, a huge help.
How so?
Well, each section answers specific questions. Introduction. What's the problem or question? Why does it matter? Methods. How do they actually do the study? Results. What did they find? Just the facts, the data, and discussion. What does it all mean? How does it fit in? What are the limitations?
So knowing that structure tells you where to find specific types of information makes a deep read much more efficient.
Exactly. You know what you're looking for in each part.
That I'm rad structure sounds like a good map. But honestly, even with a map, those method sections, for example, can look pretty scary, full of technical stuff.
They really can. And that's a common place to get bogged down. People try to understand every single detail on the first proper read-through.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
The trick is, initially, focus on the purpose of the methods. What approach did they take? Don't sweat every statistical test right away. Get the flow first.
Okay, grasp the overall approach before dissecting it. Then what? Once you have that structure and you're ready for the deeper dive?
Right. Then comes the deep reading. This is your second pass where you engage more closely. And crucially, you need to take notes.
What kind of notes are we talking about? Just copying things down?
No, much more active than that. Summarize in your own words. What was the main question, the hypothesis? What were the key methods they used? What were the main findings?
And maybe your own thoughts, too. Like questions or critiques.
Absolutely. Note down things that seem unclear or strengths and weaknesses you spot. This helps you synthesize the information, not just absorb it passively.
Makes sense. But what if you hit, like, a technical term you just don't know? It feels like hitting a wall sometimes.
Don't let it stop you. That's where you just quickly look up unfamiliar terms, use a good scientific dictionary online, or even Wikipedia can be a starting point sometimes. Just get a working definition and move on for the moment.
Okay, don't get stuck on one word. Keep the momentum.
Right. And then comes maybe the most important part. Reflect and analyze. It's not just about what they found, but thinking critically about it.
How so? What kind of questions should you ask?
Ask yourself, was the study designed well? Are the conclusions justified by the results? What are the limitations the authors mention, or maybe ones they didn't mention?
So, questioning the study itself.
Yes. And thinking about how it fits into the bigger picture. Does this research confirm what we thought we knew? Does it challenge it? Does it open up new questions?
Connecting it to the wider field.
Exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, well, this critical reading, this synthesis, it's more than just a skill for reading papers, isn't it?
How do you mean?
Well, think about it. In a world just flooded with information, being able to critically engage, to synthesize, to figure out what's solid and what's not, that's essential for real knowledge, wouldn't you say?
That's a really powerful point. Now, you mentioned tools earlier. Is there anything tech-wise that can help with this whole process, give you a bit of a boost?
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets really interesting. You can definitely utilize AI tools to assist your reading.
Like ChatGPT and things like that.
Exactly. You can ask an AI to summarize a section or define a term you're stuck on, or even explain a complex concept in simpler language. It can be incredibly helpful for getting unstuck or getting a quick overview.
Wow. Okay. That sounds like a potential game changer. What else?
There are also tools like Research Rabbit or Connected Papers. They help you visualize how different papers are related, who cited whom, what other research is similar. It helps you explore the research landscape around your paper.
Like seeing the web of connections.
Precisely. And don't forget citation managers like Zotero or Mendeley. They're fantastic for organizing the papers you find and even for making notes directly on the PDF.
So organizing, exploring, even simplifying complex bits. AI can help with quite a lot.
It really can streamline things. But, and this is important, these tools are aids. They assist, they complement your reading.
They don't replace the thinking part.
Exactly. They don't replace the critical analysis, the reflection, the synthesis,
Yeah.
that core intellectual work. That's still on you. The AI can help you find information faster, maybe understand a tricky bit, but you have to do the deep thinking and connect the dots.
Right. They help you gather and perhaps process, but the understanding and critique remain human tasks.
Couldn't have said it better myself. They help find the needle, but you still have to thread it.
So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? It means that by using these strategies, choosing the right paper, doing that initial skim, understanding the IMRAD structure, taking good notes during your deep read, looking things up, and really analyzing critically.
And layering in those AI tools smartly.
Right. By doing all that, you really can tackle research papers confidently. You can turn that feeling of being overwhelmed into, well, genuine understanding and insight.
It empowers you to move from just consuming information to actually engaging with it and building real
And
knowledge.
it really does.
And maybe that raises one final thought to leave you with. In this age where information is just constantly washing over us, isn't mastering this art of critical reading and synthesis, isn't it more than just an academic skill? Isn't it actually essential for navigating the world and forming true understanding?